May 13th, 1995. I visited Scott today. I couldn't believe what he said. How could Sophia be dead? How could Andrew, Henry, and Vivian have killed her? Did Dorothy know? How about Wanda or Charles? Did they know? Why didn't anyone tell me? I visited Sophia's grave today. It was just a wooden cross that Scott made, confirming that that was Sophia's grave that he made for her. There was no name on it. I placed some flowers in front of it. She always had a liking for flowers. June 4th. We had a mass today. Vivian and Henry were there. Andrew as well. Oh, Andrew as usual didn't come. All I could think of whenever I look at them is whether they actually killed Sophia or not. As they praised the Lord through their sermon, I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't bear to see their faces. What should I do now? I know I should forgive them, but it's so difficult. I'm dying inside. I wish I never visited Scott. I wish I never heard what he said, and I wish I could just forget everything. June 6th, 1995. I need to talk to Andrew, and I need him to confess. And just to check. There we go. Matthew Brooks' story. With those achievements out of the way, the only things left is I still haven't found all the letters and I still haven't found all the keys, but it looks like that I found every journal at this point. Oh, and also the achievements for getting all the endings. We haven't been in the attic yet, which makes me instantly suspicious. And if Scott is anything like Matthew, then maybe he had a penchant for creating secret passageways. Like, I want you to think about this. This bookshelf feels weird. It is inset into the wall, and it just doesn't look right. And then you have this incredibly deep space here that doesn't fully align to this wall. That is definitely the passageway into the attic, and you could tell just by looking at it. You have Derek Tyler being suspected of being the killer of Andrew, but I didn't really have too many dots to connect up, and it doesn't look like there's any form of confession. But the one thing that did kind of lead me into thinking otherwise is June 7th. That is the day after. So, in reality, the last person to see Andrew Reed alive is Matthew Brooks. And if he took Matthew Brooks out, it only makes sense then that he also probably took out Henry and then Vivian. So all of these things sort of fall into place. So now all that's left is that drain key. Now I have to actually go find it. Okay, so I cannot actually find the note. I'm trying to actually figure out where and when that I knew that he threw a key into a storm drain. Like, it's such a weird thing that I just can't find. Found it. Doesn't look like there's anything in this one. But I have confirmed what the storm drains look like. That is useful at least. And all we effectively have to do is check every single one in the whole city. Yeah, there should be a key sitting inside one of these. Found it. A key with a 19th century design. Okay. Now to actually remember what that key goes to, I might actually just check my own footage just to find that note. Oh, and of course all keys found the second that I did that. Nice. So I guess there's just one more letter left, I think. Oh, popular design as church keys during the 19th century. I don't even have to check the note. I know exactly what it is. It got me for a second. I'm like, oh, I don't know what it is. It's clearly this. Oh. Interesting. I thought that was. Wait, are you telling me that there actually isn't anything back over there? You tricked me, game. That's fun. Oh, okay. So, you might remember, I had, like, this whole list of keyholes, and I was going the entire time thinking that the smoking gun... Oh, wait, check that one. Uh, the smoking gun was going to be inside the graveyard. Which now means that I need to find a... That is probably the key to the church attic. But now I actually need to find a way up to it. Okay, I might as well just re-explain everything. I forgot to check here when I was trying to figure out where I remembered the hint that the key was in the storm drain, which is where the final Stephen Moss journal is. Also had this photo. What's the button for? So, there was a button on that lamp. I just needed to find it better. Oh, I see. And you can tell that those two models are different. That's actually a button down there. Neat. Yep, there we go. There's the bloody axe. Someone came to Painscreek. She cannot know. Uh-oh. Dearest Matthew, I'm writing this letter to let you know what happened to Sophia. My days are almost up and I can feel you have the right to know what happened 9 years ago. In 1974, when Vivian Roberts underwent a C-section to deliver Trisha, she was told that she could not give birth anymore. Vivian broke down mentally and was hospitalized. Sophia was tasked with taking care of the newly born Trisha and helping Charles, who was facing a lot of difficulty and pressure, unfortunately found comfort in Sophia, and they had an affair. A boy was born. A few months later, Vivian found out about the relationship. She was furious, feeling threatened by the illegitimate boy. Vivian kicked Sophia and the baby out of Painscreek. Everyone believed that, but the truth is that I took the boy and put him in St. Patrick's orphanage. I named him Scott. Time flies. He's gonna be 10 soon, and I pray that you bear the responsibility of raising him. He does not need to know about his real parents. It's all in the past. Instead, give him a new start. Sincerely, I hope that you can forgive me for hiding this from you for so long. Calvin Bennett, November 1st, 1984. April 12th, 1975. The last letter from Sophia, I guess. Dear Matthew, it's been more than 2 years since I started work at the mansion. I like this place a lot. The people here are nice to me. Thank you for your letter. Although I cannot be there for you for your missionary work, I will pray for your success. You were always the noble one. Do you remember the wishes we made when we were at the orphanage? Yours was to help the unfortunate. Mine was not to be poor. Well, I did not expect opportunity to knock so soon. Maybe heaven is helping me. With all that has happened these past few months, my wish might come true. I'd love to tell you more about it, but I can't wait till you're back. Things might be different then. I hope it will be for the better. Sophia Miller.
June 6th, 1995. I met Andrew in the evening at his house. He was hallucinating when we met, saying that he's seen Sophia everywhere, that he's a sinner, and that he should die. But I didn't mean to kill him. My hands are still shaking. June 30th, 1995. Dr. Johnson came. He was surprised to see me. He tried to justify, saying it wasn't his fault, that he was only carrying the baby and had nothing to do with Sophia's death. When I revealed the truth about Magdalene, his face turned white. He didn't expect anyone to know the truth. He deserved to die. July 19, 1995. Just like the doctor, Vivian came alone. Instead of feeling guilty, she called Sophia a bitch who destroyed everything she had. I didn't feel any sign of remorse, feeling of guilt, or repentance from her at all. So I gave her time to express herself, and then I killed her. It's all over now. Why am I not at peace? There's this nosy investigator in town. I thought that if I led him to believe that Bernard killed Vivian, he just might believe it. But I made the mistake of trying to mislead him. Now he's suspecting me of being the killer. He has to die.
What do you mean it's locked? I think I broke it. I think I kind of broke it. Although... Okay. Okay, so... Yeah, I get what's going on. It's, sorry, I forgot to turn off my, There we go. Oh gosh. I just realized. Oh gosh. Okay, so I actually can barely talk right now. Uh, just give me a second. Oh, think I know where we are. Oh my gosh, he locked this door too. Sophia? Oh! No, I don't think this was the right way. Okay, maybe it was. Nope. I know she's trying to lead me somewhere, but I don't know where. It could have been the roof. That feels weird. Because there's no way back from the roof. Yep, it's leading me up to the roof. To Janet. I'm glad you made it back safely and uncovered the truth about the Painscreek killings. Good job. Your story will be front page of tomorrow's newspaper. Please submit the following information as well as a photo for your article as soon as possible. Richard Harris, Editor-in-Chief. P.S. By the way, we found out who hired P.I. Stephen Moss. So yeah, with an X. To Dorothy Patterson, my name is Janet Kelly. I'm here to inform you on behalf of P.I. Stephen Moss that the secrets of Painscreek killings have come to light. He is, however, missing. The police are searching for his whereabouts. While preparing for this letter, I couldn't help but wonder if Charles didn't commit adultery. What if Vivian had not confronted Sophia? What if Magdalene had instead insisted a son to continue? Hadn't insisted. Could things have turned out differently? In hindsight, it's very easy to say what should not have been done. Sometimes it's hard to make life choices, right? Did Derek really hate Scott so much that it led to his death? Could Matthew not have sought revenge for Sophia? And why did Henry Johnson choose to be an accomplice in Magdalene's death? The truth is that everyone made a choice they think is best, but not necessarily the right one. This made me realize the following. We have the freedom to say or do whatever we want, but there are consequences following our actions. The bigger the mistake, the harsher the consequence. It was true that Sophia and Charles' affair was wrong, but Vivian had a choice whether to confront Charles or take it out on Sophia. She chose the latter. Just as Vivian made her choice, so did Andrew, Henry, and Matthew. In the end, they all had to face the consequences. Nice. Sorry that this part's so loud, by the way. I forgot to turn down the audio. Yeah, so that last part was really loud. Sorry about that. Grade A, 99% complete. Are you serious? I missed one thing? Oh my gosh. I missed a single thing. Well, let's check. Oh, truth revealed. So, do I want to go back and get the last letter? I kind of do. Where is it can continue me from? Is it going to continue me from right before? Yeah. Church key. Okay. So, my thoughts. Okay, so we also have a few more achievements to get to, but we'll go over those in a bit. So yeah, it really does seem like that the second that we enter here, it's game over. And that's fine. One of the things that I'm trying to think of is, what is the final letter? Since I'm basically post-endgame now, I'm going to cross-reference all of the letters in the game to see which one is the one that I'm missing. You know, I should have known. I should have known that we hadn't used the shovel yet. Should have known. Okay, so the way... So I was just looking through the list. And I remembered this rock. Okay? Okay, I didn't remember this rock, but like... You might remember that there was a few things. There it is. Search. Use shovel. It's the time capsule. I had completely forgotten about this time capsule. January 11th, 1996. Scott is gone and Trisha is dead. How did this happen? We held Trisha's funeral last week. There could have been more people. There should have been more. The village will be barren for a few months to a year. My generation is just moving out, and the old generation is simply dying out. I will also be leaving here soon. Once my mother passes on, I can't take of her any longer. The night Vivian died, I saw Scott meeting her. It was at a distance from where they were arguing. I couldn't hear the details, but I could tell they were disagreeing when Scott left and went back to the cabin. I followed him. I watched them through the window till early morning, all the time thinking about how we have drifted so far. How could Trisha have chosen him over me? Am I not good enough for her? The police questioned me when Scott was suspected of killing Vivian. I know he didn't do it, but I decided not to tell them that I knew. With Scott locked up, I could have a chance to be with Trisha. Didn't expect that this small omission on my part would eventually lead to Scott's death. When Scott died, Trisha ended her life. In a way, I too died that day. And I never wished for Scott to die, nor Trisha. I hope they can forgive me. Derek Tyler. Best friends forever. The Bishop. Secret of Painscreek. The hospital, the mission, hidden in study room. There's a secret underground passage there. Secret room above Father's room. Future Detective Scott. There's a hidden room in the study room. There's a secret underground passage where all roads meet. Also, let me just double check. Yep, there we go. Best friends forever and all letters found. Okay, let's double check the achievements. So, the only thing that is missing is the guest's lost cap, and now that I have everything, I could probably get the completionist. But what is the hidden room in the study? I don't remember something like that. This is how you can tell the secret room in the study is so unimportant. I actually completely forgot about it. It's been like hours of me looking into it. Okay, so first off is the ending that you get for when you die to the killer. So I'm gonna just do that right now. Hey Janet, where are you? You were supposed to be in Painscreek for a day or two. It's been over a week now. We are worried about you. Please reply back as soon as you receive this. Richard Harris, Editor-in-Chief. 4 weeks later. Okay. That was the achievement for a missing journalist. Yeah, there you go. Next up would be next up would be the achievement for leaving before the end. So the way that this works for both of these two endings is that we just leave the town and turn in the report like we normally do. Glad that you made it back safely. Okay, Matthew Brooks. Axe. Uh, let's go with this one. To whom it may concern, I've read your story in the paper. Are you sure you got your facts right? Okay. Uh, we got case unsolved from that. Case unsolved. And now for is it the last? Yeah, the last achievement. We have to go to new game instead of a or old save file, meaning that we just lost all of that progress. But you know, it's okay because we've basically already 100% the game. Because we got to take a random photo. Um, and then we just leave. No, no investigation, no nothing. Did I make it here? You made it back safely. Uh, Scott Brooks with a knife. There we go. Is this a joke? Where is the evidence pointing to the killer or the murder weapon? You're fired. P.S. Pack yourself first thing tomorrow morning. Grade F, 2%. And with that, that's the last achievement. Nice. Oh man. Uh, I'm gonna wait until my mouth feels a little bit better to talk. I think maybe give my final thoughts on this game. But until then, this has been like a really fun experience for me. Okay, so it says right here that I missed something inside the inn, which is surprising considering that I thought I had actually found everything in the inn. But, you know, it turns out there was a reason to check out those side rooms. So, in room 202, there is a hidden item inside of it. There it is. Hat must have left by the last guest. And if I check my stuff, there we go. It wasn't Stephen Moss's hat, it was someone else's. Okay, so truth revealed as a achievement is you leave Painscreek with a more than 50% completion rating. Vivian's murder and weapon are correctly identified, which is how we got the extended cutscene. So now all we have to do is redo that ending sequence, but then just die to the axe. Oh wait, no, it actually says that we need to go through that entire ending section again to get the completionist ending. Fair. Let's just do that really quickly. Yeah, that time it was a lot faster. Uh, okay, so I guess final thoughts, because I'm gonna go back and get all the other achievements later. Man, I kind of like this game. And I only say kind of because there are a little, like, weird spots that I feel like could have been, like, polished out and, like, fixed to make it a little bit more clear about what you were supposed to do. But I guess that's a common sentiment. So if you don't know how I do, um, let me just turn the audio off. Okay, so if you don't know how I rate games, it's not on a 1 to 10 scale. It is actually a vibe scale of neutral to good or bad. Oh, the one thing puzzled me, if Steve and I were both trying to find out the truth, why was I saved but not him? I hope I can find out the answer someday. Till then, this is the story of the Painscreek killings. Okay, there we go. Okay, so uh, so I have this sort of system where it is, imagine you line everything up from left to right, and it's kind of like a slope, so it's like everything on the uh, like everything on the left is tilted up, and everything on the right is tilted down. That's not really a good way to explain it. Let me think about it. There we go, completionist. I'm so glad I got this. So, for those of you who don't know how I rate games, it's not on a 1 to 10 scale. It is more on a scale of vibes. It's, did I think it was good or do I think it was bad? And I would say that this barely crests into pretty good. So the way to sort of explain it is, uh, me and my sibling slash co-host from my uh from when I was still doing our podcast basically rated it like this. If something is good, it gets a gold. If it is average, it gets silver, and if it's bad or faltering in any way, then it has bronze. And it's interesting because when you're sort of rating games, you tend to want to crest around like a 7 or 8 out of 10 is a good experience. And that is usually like how you would get into a gold, you know? If it is lower than that, it sits at silver and is kind of average. There isn't really anything to write home about it, but it doesn't bend the needle backwards, you know? I would give this a gold rating. It's pretty great, but I feel like it only just barely gets in because of the nature of the game itself. And that's pretty good. I like it. So let me just pull this up really quickly. And there we go. Uh, I just had to like throw this up in the tier maker so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm probably gonna fill a tier list up at some point with like all of the games that I've played over the year, and then probably do a video about that at the end of the year. But for right now, the Painscreek Killings is sitting at gold right now, and it's fairly okay. Uh, no, I don't want to say it's fairly okay because that would just be silver. It's it's a neat experience, and I like this, and I hope at some point it can be better. Like if they did like a type of like sequel type thing to this game that is a little bit more polished, a little bit more exploratory, and maybe like update the models a little bit, just a little bit, like it could be pretty good. Now, it is currently 11:48. Let me just double check something. So as of right now, Holt is currently premiering part 3. Man, that is quite the title. But yeah, I'm gonna be so happy to go into this and like check it out a little bit. But I have to actually get to work. I'll see all y'all at some other point. Man, I am I am so happy to be done with this game. It's not the fact that it was a bad game and I'm just exhausted. It's that it feels like I actually completed something. And one of the reasons why I even made a YouTube channel in the first place is to document and keep myself like thinking about like games and like getting back into them and almost like keeping myself like slap on the wrist, no, don't keep resetting a game so you can get 100%. I did get 100%, but that's just me. Okay, I'll see all y'all next time. Goodbye.